Next topic. So, coming to the digital image processing, which is the processing of the digital image, which can be represented by f of x comma y, where x and y are the coordinates, and f of x comma y is the intensity function. So, when the digital image is uh, processed by the digital computer, then it is called uh, digital image processing. So, if we consider the examples, the digital image processing has been explored in different areas like uh, a human interface system, human interaction system, as well as hello, and uh, the biometric applications, fingerprint system, as well as medical image processing system. So, to name a few. So, coming to the stages of digital image processing, different stages of image processing are: first is image acquisition, where we are going to acquire the digital image. Then we are going to perform the enhancement by using spatial domain as well as by using frequency domain by applying filtering techniques. Then we need to restore the image. If any artifacts are there in the image, we are going to remove these artifacts in the image, and we are going to improve the image by using image restoration. Then we need to perform the image compression in order to compress the size of the image, as well as the time for performing the compression should be reduced. Then we need to represent by assigning the labels, and recognition of the image has been done. So all these are about the stages of digital image processing. So coming to the components of digital image processing system, the first component is image sensor. So image sensor, which consists of two devices, it is used for sensing the image. So first is a physical device that is sensitive to the energy radiated by the object we wish to image. Second is called digitizer. So digitizer is a device for converting the analog signal of the image into digital signal. So next is specialized image processing hardware, which is usually consists of a digitizer plus hardware that performs some of the primitive operations such as arithmetic logical operations and uh, different other primitive operations. Then third is computer, which is a general purpose computer, or it can range from a PC to supercomputer. So next is mass storage, which is used for storing the given image. So this can be in the form of three types. So first one is the short-term storage, second is the online storage, and third is archival storage. Short-term storage, which requires the frame buffers as well as the some of the memory systems for storing the image. Whereas online storage, which requires the magnetic disk as well as different the optical memories in order to store the images, and archival storage, which can be used in infrequent applications. So next is hard copy. So hard copy of the devices, hard copy devices. So these are used for recording the images that include laser printers, film cameras, heat sensitive devices, inkjet units, all this. Image displays, which are used in order to display the image, mainly concerned with color TV and monitors. So these are driven by the outputs of the image and graphics display cards that are integral part of the computer system. So the last one is network. So network is the main component which is used for transmission of the image with highest bandwidth. So all these are about the components of digital image processing system. First is image sensor, which is used for sensing the image. Second is hardware, which is used along with the digitizer for converting the image in the analog form to digital form. Computer, which is a PC to supercomputer. Mass storage, which is in the form of frame buffers, or it can be in the form of the optical memories. Image processing software, so this is the code that can be written either in MATLAB or it can be in the form of the Python. So you can a dedicated software can be considered for writing the image processing algorithms. So all these are about the components. So next, so coming to the uh, representation of the image. So we are going to consider the representation of the image. So image can be represented in the either matrix form, or it can be used in the form, it can be represented in form of uh, three different ways. So in case of first one, we are going to represent x and y coordinates. So x, y coordinate values, and the f of x comma y, which is used in order to represent the intensity function. So x and y are the two different coordinate values, f of x, y as the output in order to represent the output of the function, that is in the form of intensity value. And in case of second one, we need to store the black and white pixels. So these are represented in the interval 0 and 1. The intermediate interval has been considered to be 0.5. So it is much more common. So it shows f of x comma y as it would appear on a monitor or photograph. So here the intensity of each point is proportional to the value f at that point. So coming to third representation, where we are going to represent in the form of matrix representation. So here m into n matrix has been considered, m rows and n columns. So the same can be represented in numerical array, which is given by f of x comma y. So it is in the form of f of 0 0, f of 0 1, f of 0 comma n minus 1 up to f of m minus 1, n minus 1. So m rows and n columns, which can be used in order to represent the matrix. So next is again the representation in the form of m into n numerical array. So array representation, which is assigned to a of 0 comma 0. The array elements of m into n can be represented in this way. So f of x comma y is the function which is used to represent the image. So it can be represented by the matrix form, or it can be in the form of array form. So the same can be represented in MATLAB by using f of x comma y as the intensity function. So it is represented by f of 1 comma 1 up to f of m comma n. So m is the number of rows and n is the number of columns. So if we consider image as a function 1, so image is represented as a function of the space. So if we consider the scene element, which is given to imaging system, so it is projected on three planes and it is converted into digital form. So image always in the analog form, so it should be converted into digital form. So for this we need to apply the technique which is called digitization. So digitization is nothing but converting the analog form of the image into digital form. So in terms of zeros and ones. So this can be performed in terms of two techniques. First is sampling and second is quantization. So sampling and quantization are nothing but discretizing the values. So that means we need to convert the analog form of the image into digital form. So should be converted in the form of digital form. So the same can be represented by the single valued function, where the function can be represented by f. So f is given by r raised to m, which is mapped on r. So where m is equal to 2 comma 3. So we are going to perform the quantification, that is we are going to perform the quantifying. So that is nothing but digitizing the intensity values. So black and white pixels as well as gray colors. So these are converted into digital form. So if we consider multi-valued function, image as multi-valued function. So in this case, f is a function which is given by r raised to m mapped on r raised to 3, where 3 is nothing but So 3 is nothing but the red, green and blue. So we are going to consider three colors. So these three colors are nothing but red, green and blue. So these are mapped in case of image as a multi-valued function. So images are analog. So for this, we consider the images as functions in a continuous domain. We need to convert the analog form of the image in terms of digital form, in terms of zeros and ones. So the same process is termed as digitization. So digitization makes use of two techniques. First is the sampling technique and second is quantization technique. So digitization makes use of sampling and quantization. So we are going to assign zeros and ones, that is the values discretization of the quantity in different domains. So what is sampling and what is quantization? Suppose the image has been represented by f of x comma y. So it must be digitized. That means it should be converted into digital form both spatially in amplitude in order to become suitable for digital processing. So digitizer is used to convert the analog form into digital form of the image. So what is sampling? So if we consider x and y axis, so x represents the time signals. So time signals which are assigned to be 0 to 1. We are going to assign the discrete values varying from 0 to 1 along the x axis. And y axis which represents the intensity values or amplitude values. So y is considered to be continuous and x is assigned to be discrete values. So in case of sampling. So sampling can be done for the functions varying in space, time or any other function, any other dimension, or similar results are obtained in two or more dimensions. So sampling takes two forms, either spatial or temporal. So if we consider the coordinate values, then it is called spatial. When we consider the time signals, it is considered to be temporal. So spatial sampling is the choice of 2D resolution of an image, whereas temporal sampling is the adjustment of the exposure time of the CCD. So this is the example of the sampling technique. So here the x-axis is assigned to be discrete values. So we are going to assign different sampling points. So we are going to divide the x-axis into different the sampling points, and y-axis which represents the voltage, or it can represents the amplitude values. So it should be in continuous form. So it remains as it is, and we need to just sampling the we need to perform the sampling along the x-axis. So x can be divided into different discrete points. So this is about the sampling. So sampling should be done prior to quantization. So it should be done before the quantization process. So what you need to know about sampling? Sampling is the values on the y-axis, usually amplitude, are continuous. So they remains as it is, but the time or x-axis needs to be discretized. So x should be assigned the values varying from 0 to 1. So these needs to be assigned the values, discrete values in terms of 0 to 1. It should vary from 0 to 1. X-axis should be divided into different sampling points and y-axis should be continuous, representing the amplitude. So y-axis remains as it is. So next, sampling is done prior to quantization process. Sampling rate determines the spatial resolution of the digitized image. So this is about the sampling. So sampling is digitizing, that is converting the analog form of the image into digital form by assigning discrete values in between 0 and 1 to the x-axis, and y remains as it is. Y is a continuous amplitude value. So this is how we are going to represent the sampling. Next is quantization. So quantization is opposite to sampling. So in which we are going to keep x-axis as the continuous value, continuous representation, and y-axis should be divided into different discrete values. Y is divided into different quantas or partitions. So these quantas and partitions are the main components of quantization. Y-axis should be discretized and x remains as it is. So quantization is the process of mapping the input values from a large set to output values in a smaller set. So quantization is opposite of sampling. It is done on the y-axis. So when we are going to quantize an image, we are actually dividing the signal into quanta. So here we use the term quanta. Quanta is nothing but the partitions of the y-axis. X remains as it is. So x represents the continuous time signal and y represents the amplitude values, so which can be discretized. That means we are going to divide the y-axis and x remains as it is. So on the x-axis of the signal are the coordinate values and on the y-axis we have the amplitudes. So therefore digitizing the amplitudes which is called the quantization. So this is about the difference between the sampling and quantization. So sampling is nothing but assigning the discrete value to x-axis. Y represents the continuous signal which is kept as it is. No need to divide y-axis in case of sampling. Whereas in case of quantization, we are going to divide y-axis which represents the amplitude values and x remains as it is. X is a continuous time signal. It represents the continuous time signal variable. X kept as it is and we are going to divide y-axis into different quantas or different partitions. So this shows the quantization process. So here the number of the levels have been considered along the y-axis and x-axis remains as it is. So here the time signals which are assigned to x-axis. So this represents the continuous time signal and y can be divided into different levels. So it can be divided into 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So which means the 5 different levels have been considered for the quantization. Along the y-axis, we are going to represent different levels and x-axis which represents the continuous time signal. So all these are about the sampling and quantization. So any doubts here, you can message me in the chat box. So sampling and quantization are very important when we consider the image processing techniques. For sampling is dividing the x-axis, y remains as it is. Y is nothing but the continuous amplitude values. We need to assign the discrete values to x-axis. Whereas in case of quantization, we need to assign the discrete values to y-axis. Whereas x remains as it is. X is a continuous time signal variable. So x, which is continuous signal, time signal, and y should be divided into different quantas or different parts. So why we need quantization? In quantization, time or x-axis is continuous and y-axis or amplitude is discretized. Quantization is done after the sampling process. Quantization level determines number of gray levels in the digitized image. So here we are going to reduce the continuous curve to a continuous series of the stair steps. So in quantization process, the values representing the time intervals are rounded off in order to create the defined set of positive amplitude values. So this is about the sampling and quantization. So if we consider this original image, so this can be assigned x and y axis. X, if it is discretized, considered to be a square pixels. So this represents the sampling. So if we assign the intensity values to be discretized, so these are represented by the black and the gray values. So this represents the quantization process. Sampling 1, in which we are going to assign the function 1 to n into 1 to m, which is mapped on r raised to m. So this is how we are going to represent the sampling of the line segment within the given image. So A and B is the line segment. So if we consider this line segment, if we need to apply the sampling and discretization, first we need to remove the noise. So the variations in the image, random variations in the image due to noise should be removed. So to sample this function, we take equally spaced sample along the line A comma B. So these samples, which can be represented by these equally spaced samples, and if we consider the squares, so this represents the amplitude values. So amplitude values, which represents the intensity values, so this represents the quantization process. So we are going to study the sampling and quantization in detail. So here, digitizing the coordinate values, that is x values, which is called the sampling, whereas digitizing the amplitude values, which is called quantization. So here we are going to assign the samples along the x-axis, and in case of quantization, we are going to assign different quantas along the y-axis. So all these are about the sampling and quantization. So image can be seen as a matrix in which f is the function which is assigned to represent the given image, where m is number of rows and n is number of rows and m is the column. So again, it is the example of quantization where the intensity levels are quantized. So amplitude levels along the y-axis should be quantized. So if we consider 4 levels, so 4 staircase representations have been considered for quantization. In case of 8 levels, 8 different portions have been considered, which are represented by the staircase representation. So this represents the 8 level transformation. So again, this is the example of the digitization. So all these are about the sampling and quantization. So coming to resolution. What is resolution? So resolution is nothing but the degree of the how the image can be seen. So origin of digital image is at the top left with a positive x-axis extending downwards and positive y-axis extending to the right. So if f of xy is the digital image and if x and y are the integers, so most often the discretization of both spatial and intensity values represents the digital image. So we need to consider number of quantization levels in order to represent the resolution. So there are 4 types of resolutions. So first is spatial resolution, second is radiometric or intensity resolution, third is spectrum or color resolution, fourth is temporal or time resolution. So first is spatial resolution. So in case of spatial resolution, as the name indicates, it represents the space, that is space required in order to represent the image along x-axis as well as along y-axis. So it is a measure of smallest discernible detail in the image. Quantitatively, it is stated in terms of line pairs per unit distance, or it can be number of pixels per unit distance. So it is the measure of smallest discernible change in the x and y coordinates. So it is measured in terms of number of pixels per unit distance. Next is radiometric or intensity resolution. So intensity resolution, which refers to the smallest discernible change in the intensity level. So smallest change in the intensity level is nothing but intensity resolution. So we have considered the discretion, that is assigning the discrete values regarding number of samples used to generate the digital image. So in case of spectral or color resolution, so it is the smallest discernible change in the color. Temporal, as the name indicates, it represents the smallest change in the time. So first is spatial, which is nothing but smallest discernible change in the image. So it is represented by number of pixels per unit distance. Whereas in case of radiometric or intensity, So it represents the smallest change in the intensity level. So it is which is represented by the quantization. Third is spectral or color, where we are going to represent smallest change in the color values. Smallest change in the time signals, which represents the temporal or time resolution. So this is the example of spatial resolution, which is an example for sampling. So in case of sampling, we are going to assign the discrete values to the x-axis. So this represents the sampling. So we are going to perform the sampling for the original image represented by different square pixels of the image. So this is the samples assigned for the signal, samples assigned for the given image. So next is radiometric resolution, where we are going to perform the quantization. So quantization in the sense we are going to perform the discretization along the amplitude. That means we are going to quantify the intensity. So that means this is the original image. Suppose this is the original image. So it should be quantized to the bright level, the bright resolution in terms of the final image, which is quantized image. So if we consider the false contours, so false regions, so this is the example where the image can be assigned the values which is considered to be false. So next is non-uniform resolution, where the number of pixels have been assigned non-uniformly. So it is used to reduce the storage while preserving as much information as possible. So two types of resolutions comes under non-uniform. First is spatial resolution, second is radiometric resolution. In case of spatial resolution, we are going to assign fine and dense. Fine means number of pixels are less, dense means number of pixels are more. So spatial resolution, which can be represented by number of pixels per unit distance. Radiometric resolution, in which we are going to consider fine and dense, again coarse and sparse. So here we are going to assign the more intensity values to the dense, whereas less intensity values to the fine. So this is the example of non-uniform sampling, which we'll discuss in detail in next unit. So reduction in the sampling. So reduction is required for the given image. So this makes use of two techniques. Some of the images needs to be reduced. So these makes use of downsampling and decimation. So we are going to consider two sampling techniques. First is upsampling and second is downsampling. In case of upsampling, we are going to increase the size of the image. While in case of downsampling, we are going to reduce number of pixels per unit distance. While in case of decimation, we are going to compress the given image. So two possibilities have been considered with respect to reduction in sampling. So that means the image can be reduced from 1500 dpi to 250 dpi. So rescaling or resampling is the technique in order to create the new version of the image. So downsampling is done in order to decrease the bit rate when transmitting over a limited bandwidth or to convert to a more limited audio format. So it is contrast with upsample. If we consider decimation, so decimation is nothing but compression. Compression, decimation, downsampling. So these are the terms associated with the process of resampling in a multi-rate digital signal processing system. So all these are about the examples of reduction in sampling resolution. So this is the original image, which is represented by 1500 dpi. So it should be converted into 750, then 250, then lastly 75, and then it can be um, zoomed in order it can be enlarged as that of the original image. So increasing in sampling resolution. So for this we need to use the technique which is called interpolation. So interpolation is the tool which is used in order to increase the sampling sampling resolution. So there are three methods. First is nearest neighbor, second is bilinear interpolation, and third is bicubic interpolation. Nearest neighbor, we are going to assign the pixel value a nearest neighbor, which is the value of the nearest neighbor of the given image. Then bicubic, we are going to apply the cubic equation in order to perform the interpolation. So in order to increase the sampling resolution, we are going to perform interpolation on the given image. Whereas in order to reduce the sampling resolution, uh, we need to apply the downsampling or decimation. So downsampling and decimation are the techniques which are used to decrease the resolution. Whereas nearest neighbor, bilinear interpolation and bicubic interpolation. So these are used in order to increase the sampling resolution. So this is decrease in quantization levels. So all these are about the sampling, quantization, then how to represent the resolution in the form of the spatial resolution, temporal resolution, color resolution, and quantization. And next is reading the images. How we are going to represent the image in case of MATLAB. We consider the MATLAB code. So image which is read by using imread function. So imread with the name of the image which is assigned to be the JPG. So which represents the name of the image as well as the properties of the image. So format is A is equal to imread file name comma the type of the image. So in case of displaying, we are going to use either image processing toolbox or we can use the function. So use IMShow in order to display the image. So IMShow of image which is used to display the image. So the image can be in units must be in unit 8 or in double or normalized from 0 to 1. So without using image processing toolbox, we can display the image by using image of IMG, so which has three planes. So these are represented by 1, 1, comma 3. So IMWrite, which is used in order to save the image from the MATLAB. So IMWrite, IMG, the name of the image, type of the image. So these are represented by IMWrite in order to display the image. So the format is IMWrite a comma file name then type of the image. So all these are about the representation of image, then how to perform sampling, how to perform the quantization, and so next we are going to consider the neighborhood operations in images. So neighborhood operations in the images as well as some mathematical operations on the images. So if any doubts, you can message me in the chat box. So these are the basic things involved in the image processing techniques. So next we'll consider the basic principles which includes the relationship between the pixels. An image is represented by f of x comma y. So where x and y are the coordinates and f of xy is the function representing the image. So we need to represent by using different types of operations like neighborhood, and we are going to assign the image to the matrix. Adjacency matrix has been considered in order to represent the neighborhood of pixels. So this is the textbook which you need to refer. Digital Image Processing second edition, or you can refer third edition also. So Rafael C. Gonzalez and Richard Woods. So this is the textbook which is available online also. So you can download from the internet and you can refer this textbook. So this is the main textbook which can be used for all the units, which is used for all the units. So all the units will be covered from this textbook. Digital Image Processing, second edition. The authors are Rafael C. Gonzalez and Richard E. Woods. So if we consider the image acquisition process. So if the image is acquired, that is image is represented in the visual representation, or it can be represented by the matrix form. So scene element, from the scene element it is given to imaging system. So different planes are assigned to the given image, and this analog form of the image converted into digital form. So we need to assign the discrete values to the digital image. So digitization performed with by using sampling or quantization. Either we can use the coordinate values or we can use the intensity values. So image formation model, f of x comma y is equal to I of x comma y and r of x comma y, where f of x comma y is the intensity at the point x comma y, I of x comma y is the illumination at the point x comma y, r of x comma y which represents the reflectance or transmittivity at that point. So I of x comma y varying from 0 to infinity, whereas r of x comma y should be in between 0 and 1. The values can be varying from 0 to infinity for illumination, and for reflection it is varying from 0 to 1. So this is about the image sampling and quantization. Representing the digital image in the form of matrix, in the form of numerical array, in the form of numerical array in MATLAB. So next we'll consider neighborhood operations. So these neighborhood operations which are used to represent the relationships between the pixels. So first we'll consider neighbor of a pixel. What is neighbor of a pixel? So this neighbor can be considered with respect to 4 diagonal neighbors as well as 8 diagonal neighbors. So we are going to consider neighborhood first, adjacency, connectivity, paths, regions and boundaries. So we need to define these terms. First is neighborhood, second is adjacency, third is connectivity, fourth is paths, regions and boundaries. So we need to define all these terms and we need to represent on a given image. So basic relationships between the pixels. So we need to consider neighbors. So neighbors of a pixel P at coordinates x comma y. So we need to define 4 neighbors of P and 4 diagonal neighbors of P, 8 neighbors of P. So 4 neighbors, 4 nearest points of P denoted by n4 of P. So it is represented by x minus 1 comma y, x plus 1 comma y, x comma y minus 1 and x comma y plus 1. So this represents the 4 neighbors of P, 4 nearest points of the P. P is one of the pixel in the coordinate pixel at the coordinates x comma y. So x minus 1 comma y, x plus 1 comma y, x comma y minus 1, x comma y plus 1. So these are considered to be 4 neighbors of P. If we consider diagonal neighbors, 4 diagonal neighbors of P denoted by ND. D represents diagonal neighbors ND of P. So this is represented by the elements x minus 1, y minus 1, x plus 1, y plus 1, x plus 1, comma y minus 1 and x minus 1, comma y plus 1. So these represents the diagonal neighbors of P denoted by ND of P. Next we'll consider 8 neighbors. So 8 neighbors, as the name indicates, 8. So it is represented by N8 of P which is equal to N4 of P union ND of P. So it is the union of 4 neighbors as well as 4 diagonal neighbors. So it is the union of this representation, that is x minus 1 comma y, x plus 1 comma y, x comma y minus 1 and x comma y plus 1 union 4 diagonal neighbors, that is x minus 1, y minus 1, x plus 1, y plus 1, x plus 1, comma y minus 1, and x minus 1, y plus 1. So we are going to consider all these in 8 neighbors of P. So it is denoted by N8 of P, which is the union of 4 neighbors of P as well as 4 diagonal neighbors of P. So next we'll consider adjacency. So what is adjacency? So if we consider V, V is a variable so which represents set of intensity values. So if the value of V is equal to, if in a binary image V is equal to 1, then we are referring to adjacency of pixels with value 1. So adjacency of the pixels with a value 1 representing V is equal to 1. So we are going to consider three types of adjacency. First is 4 adjacency, 8 adjacency as well as M adjacency. So three types of adjacencies are considered with respect to the given image. So M adjacency, if we consider two pixels P and Q with the values from P are M adjacent if and only if the point Q is, the pixel Q is in the set N4 of P or Q is in the set ND of P and the set N4 of P intersection N4 of P has no pixel in common. So this is about the M adjacency. So M adjacency means the two pixels P and Q with the values from V if Q is in the set either in 4 neighbors or it can be in the set 4 diagonal neighbors or the intersection should be no pixels in common. The intersection of 4 neighbors and 4 diagonal neighbors should have no pixels in common. So this is about the M adjacency. M adjacency, so you need to remember two rules. If Q pixel is in the set 4 neighbors of P or it is in the set 4 diagonal neighbors of P or the intersection of these two has no elements in common. So adjacency with respect to 4 neighbors. Two pixels P and Q with the values from V are 4 adjacent if Q is in the set 4 neighbors. If it belongs to 8 neighbors, it represents the 8 adjacency. So 2 pixels P and Q with the values from V are 8 adjacent if Q is in the set N8 of P. So we are going to consider the examples for all these in the next session. So we'll continue with the next session for the basic relationships between the pixels. So if any doubts or any queries, you can message me in the chat box or you can WhatsApp me in person. So thank you. So we'll end this session.